Hello again, and welcome to Conservative Fathers for Equal Treatment. A couple things I wanted to talk about, and this is my third video. Hopefully, I will get better at this. I can tend to ramble on and lose focus, so bear with me. A couple of things I wanted to talk about was the changes that need to be made. Now that we have a conservative, a Republican president, and we have got all these governors that are in place and across the board, we really have an opportunity here to make a change in America and our local communities for the better, to improve the future for our children and our grandchildren. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about is, if we are going to make America great again, as Trump says, we must first make America safe again. We live in a time where these folks that have been brainwashed in our school systems and have really the media has fueled that fire. These folks have justified in their minds with these simple thought processes that it's okay to put your hands on people. It's okay to intimidate people. It's okay to shout out these simple rants like F Trump, not my president, F Trump. You can't even get your voice heard. I do believe that we must push beyond YouTube. YouTube is not ever reaching. There's only a certain number of Americans that look to YouTube for information. And so it's, as conservatives, it's our place to push this verbally, word of mouth, create a buzz, argue our side of this debate. All the while keeping calm, remaining courteous, but also remaining confident in your stance. And some ways to do this, I strongly believe that conservative Americans legally need to arm themselves. And when I say arm yourself, I mean with a handgun, a pistol of some sorts. Open carry is preferred, only because this sends a message blatantly that you do not want to mess with me. Concealed carry is good, but that only prepares you for a situation that may arise to protect yourself. You don't want to get that far in. You want to stop aggressive, intimidating, violent people from considering putting their hands on you in any way or getting up in your face and trying to intimidate you. These liberal puppets, really, the brainwashed, indoctrinated puppets, they're simple-minded, but they're cowardly, and they do not want to be harmed in any way. They don't mind harming you or destroying your property, but they do not. When they think that they might be harmed themselves, they will back off. And so, some things I want to mention about that thought is it needs to be legal. You need to be, and most conservatives live a very law-abiding lifestyle for the most part. If you're going to carry a gun, you need to be legally authorized to carry a gun. But open carry is allowed in America. There may be cities and there may be states that have some differing laws, so you want to look at your local laws and see what is allowed. But for the most part, you're allowed to open carry as long as you're legally authorized to do that. Just being an American citizen with no violent crimes and no serious crimes, convictions. Another thing is you need to be prepared to handle that not that vehicle, but that gun. You want to be practiced up. You want to take the safety, handgun safety courses. You want to be knowledgeable in how to confidently address a situation if the need arises in a panic-free, confident manner. As far as innocent bystanders and things like that, you don't want any of that drawn into it. And believe me, I'm not advocating violence. I'm advocating protecting yourself and defending yourself, but we've got to speak up. We cannot continue to be afraid of this intimidation. These are all tactics. This is why this black on white crime that is so outrageously escalated, especially against Trump supporters, is an intimidation tactic. That's why they record these things with their phone. They upload it to YouTube. They do YouTube Live. They want to shut down our opinions and our comments and our views and scare us into just hiding. We can't do that. If we're going to change America and get things done, you've got to put yourself out there. We've got to take that risk, but of somebody getting in your face. Arming yourself, open carry, is a great way to keep those folks back. And be aware of your surroundings. Don't, be aware of who's around you and what kind of, looks they're making, what kind of stance they're taking. This is a multiple tier process of protection, yet being confident enough to speak your conservative views. Now, this is all about my children. I worry about the future that my children are going to grow up to in their adult lives. What are they going to be dealing with? Well, we've got to address the crime that is in the black communities. Governors and President Trump absolutely have got to address this and quit kissing up, and crime has got to be absolutely not tolerated, and no excuses like white racism and white supremacy and that kind of garbage. That's not a justification to commit violent crimes against people, and we're all Americans. We've got to get on the same page as far as a safer America. We all have differing views, and be prepared. Everyone has a right to give their opposing views. If you're talking about Trump in a good manner, talking about the positive aspects of his presidency and what's going on in America right now, don't be upset if somebody gives you opposing views. It's the intimidation and the violence that we don't need. And you should be able to speak without a crowd of people coming into a venue that you're paying for, like Gavin McInnes. These folks came in screaming, "Not my president! This is our campus." That security should be removing these people. They have every right to protest, but they don't have a right to come into a venue that you are paying for or that you've been invited to speak and come in and disrupt the whole thing. Protest outside of that venue. And you might have one or two people that respectfully speak their mind and give you an opposing view. And so also you need to prepare yourself to be calm, talk with respect. You want to calm people down if they do get worked up. You need to learn this ability of calming people down, keeping yourself calm, not getting worked up, but staying confident the whole time. Now, if I'm going to get in here under my 10-minute limit, I also want to talk about our court system, that we absolutely must, well, let me get back to that in a second. The school system, the school boards, the county that I live in, the school board is, and this is across the country, for the most part, we have extreme liberals that are running our school boards. This needs to change. They voted our school board into becoming a sanctuary for illegals. I'm not sure of all the details of that, but this has become kind of a controversy here in my state. That kind of junk should not be allowed. And unless a mixed board, not just a bunch of liberals making calls for change that is far left and insane, harming America and Americans, school boards need to be required to have a mix of Democrats and Republicans. These folks are voted, they're elected into these positions, and it should be a requirement that you have 3 or 4 Democrats, 3 or 4 Republicans, and perhaps 2 independents or something like that to kind of mix it up and allow for some change that make this sensical change. And so we need to start we need to make changes at the school boards. We need to hold teachers accountable for pushing their conservative or liberal. It tends to be more liberal. Teachers are pushing their political views and putting down conservatives and Republicans, putting down Trump in class. That absolutely should not be tolerated. Now, to get my view, I've written this all out. Read in the description down below exactly what I'm talking about. Breaks it down a little bit more without going into this complete, short story breakdown. Some simple ideas. The court systems. This is where these people that are out here rioting and attacking people. These are products. The simple-minded ones tend to be out here marching and doing damage and really don't care about the legal implications. But these people are products of our school system. And I give the liberals credit where credit is due. They've understood that you've got to start indoctrinating at a young age, and you've got to continue to just pound this ideology into their heads. I'm at 10 minutes now, so I'm going to go over a little bit. These people are products of that. The media constantly just feeding us these liberal excuses and not telling the whole story. This is fires those folks up, for one, fires up the black community with all this, not talking about the race of a group of people that may have attacked an individual. Really, check out Colin Flaherty, his YouTube channel, talking about black on white crime. And I'm not a racist, but we've got to be able to speak the facts. We've got to be able to get the truth out there. And the numbers are absolutely mind-blowing. And it's a scary situation. It's another reason to arm yourself, because you could be a victim and for no reason whatsoever. You're just walking down the street. They've got the punch-out game. I mean, people trying to steal your cell phone, trying to carjack you, breaking into your house. Now, it's worse in areas around black communities, but it can happen anywhere. So you just want to be prepared. Now, next, the judicial system and the courts, in particular family court. These judges that for the most part are liberal, because they're also a product of our public school system and our colleges, get into these positions. There's no letter next to their name. The most of your voters have no idea what a judge is about, where they stand ideologically, and this is harming us, and it's destroying men's lives. The child support system is absolutely messed up. You know, the courts figure up the responsibility, the financial responsibility of both parents. What's your income? What's your income? And they come up with numbers. A responsibility for the mom, a responsibility for the dad, and then they force the dad with the threat of jail that you're going to pay this every month to the mom to do as she sees fit with these funds, and you have no say over that. And you're out of funds, so you don't have the money to take care of your children's needs when you have them, or they ask for something, toys, take them out to McDonald's, whatever. The mother, on the other hand, is not required to cut any check to anybody. Even though she has a number that's her responsibility, she gets all of that and does as she sees fit. Now, does this sound constitutionally viable? Does this sound just? Does it sound fair? And I know people say, well, don't expect fairness, don't expect justice in the court system. Garbage. We absolutely should expect equal treatment under the law, and we absolutely should expect judges to pass a just order in regards to the children. And these mothers, they can be pieces of garbage and they still get the kids. It's so tilted. And so read below a little bit more detail of what I'm talking about. I don't want to go on all day. I'm at 13 minutes now, so I really want to shut this down. Please, it is important that you if you understand where I'm coming from and you read the description, take the time to read it. It will give you more detail. I'm not great at this, speaking in front of a camera, and I do get off track. But subscribe. If you agree even a little bit with what I'm saying, we've got to get the numbers. There's power in numbers. There's power in numbers. And there's power in dollars. So I have a Patreon account. Please go to my Patreon account and pledge a small amount. I think the minimum is $1. I'm looking into more of this stuff and trying to make this a better, more entertaining channel. But arm yourself. Something I would like to push, and I'm not I'm not endorsing with financial gain coming my way, but the Urban Carry G2 gun holster. This thing is genius, and it absolutely is something that I think people that do want to conceal and carry, this thing is fast, it's concealed, it's a beautiful piece of work. And I believe you go to urbancarryholsters.com and look that up. It's something that you should consider. Open carry is something that I believe we should get back on track with in America because of the volatile situation and the diversity in opinions and the hatred that we seem to have as a result of 8 years of Obama and the garbage him and his justice was pushing, and even the Supreme Courts that got in and passed some stuff that just seemed absolutely not in their realm and not in their jurisdiction to do. And this has created hatred for white people and for conservatives. And we've got to get back on track. We're all Americans, and we're in this together. Let's not flush this wonderful paradise down the tubes. And so I'm at 15 minutes. I'm going to jump off here. Read below, subscribe, share, like if you like, dislike if you dislike. I'm okay with all that. But Patreon. I have a GoFundMe page as well, but I think that really is about something else. So I'm researching all this and trying to get better. Want to give you some entertainment. Want to provoke some thought. Change is possible, but we must make the effort. We cannot hide in our living rooms and be afraid to get out there and speak our minds. But be prepared. Check out some of these YouTube channels that there's information there. Blonde in the Belly of the Beast. This is a young lady that I'm so impressed with. She's scripted and she's edited, but she's very knowledgeable. And really, these people will give you insight to the truth. Even Tommy Sotomayor, a black gentleman that talks about, he seems to really have a hatred for black women because of what they're doing in the black communities. And you'll have to go there and check that out. And Gavin McGinnis, the list goes on and on. Maybe I'll do a video on my recommendations, people I think that you should go check out. I'm impressed with a lot of these people. Keep in mind there is garbage on YouTube as well, and there's a lot of liberal thought out there as well, but this stuff is, when I look it over, it is absolutely far-reaching garbage that doesn't even make sense for the most part. No party's perfect. No people are perfect. I'm at 16 and a half minutes. So keep that in mind. There are good people out there with opposing views, and no party is perfect. Trump is not perfect. But a lot of these lies that come out against him and all this racist, white supremacist stuff, that is absolute garbage. Don't fall for it. Look into the actual video and the actual quotes, the actual words that are being spoken by Trump. These liberals take it and twist it around into something and push it. He did not say that he just goes around grabbing women's pussies. He said that it's amazing what they'll let you get away with. They'll let you just grab their pussies. That's true. He wasn't running for president at the time. He was like a movie star. Had The Apprentice and these things going on. And other things. The women groupies are out there. They want you to grab their pussies. And I know that sounds crazy, but there's all different kinds. Women are not all the same. Men are not all the same. There are women that have what they want in life and what they are willing to do. And then you have other women that have a completely different idea. So no blanket statements for any group out there, period. No blanket statements. But you do have to look at the facts. You do have to push the truth. Read the description below, subscribe, share, and like, please. And Patreon, please. I've just started this. Be the first to go on there if I don't already have somebody on there that's made a pledge. Please go. Let's make a difference, and these things will help us to move in that direction. You all have a great day. God bless, and thank you so much. Bye.